football. The Brady Bunch got destroyed last night. We had some good football yesterday. Nothing more indicative. JJ, it's a week-to-week league unless you're the LA San Diego Superchargers. What's good, y'all? It's the opening drive. Merry Monday. Welcome to it. Glad you're with us on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. We were also on ProView Networks. Bronco fan weeping. Charger fan, I don't know, are you just numb? What's up, you guys?
Good morning, gentlemen. What it do?
Yeah, buddy. Oh, yeah, buddy. Wow. Broncos get down again. Drew Lock tries to come back. Not enough this time. Lobos played better. Defensively, man, is it the horses? We'll talk to Danny Gonzalez at 8 o'clock. JJ, where you want to start? You want to start college football? You want to start in the NFL?
Oh, my goodness. It was a crazy day, both Saturday and Sunday. So we got plenty to get to. Point me in the direction. We'll go.
All right, let's start with the Lobos, 39-33 on the road in Hawaii. They get out to a 20-7 lead and actually looked really good doing it. Tavaka Tuioti had that offense humming, and defensively they pick off Siobhan Cordero twice. Jarek Reed with 2 interceptions. I thought the one at the end of the half was really big. I thought that was going to be the momentum that they were going to need moving forward, and then it just couldn't stop plays. Cordero goes for 410 yards, 4 touchdowns. Lobos give up a bunch of offense in a few plays, and it was the big plays again. Yes, like I don't know if you went back and listened to Danny Gonzalez's press conference after the game. He's frustrated, and I kind of like it a lot. Yeah, fine. He said, I got a lot of text messages after last week. You know, we're playing harder, we're playing better, we look better. He says, I'm not satisfied with getting my tail whooped, and it's embarrassing. And if you're okay with it, then you should leave the program. I think as we sit on the outside after 3 years, we sat through, it's like. Honestly, I enjoy watching the games. They look like a totally different football team, certainly offensively. And until Tavaka got knocked out with a concussion, they moved the ball. They ran the ball well. Bobby Cole was good. It was so good to see Nate Jones and everything we've heard about him get the ball. And he looks like a strong, tough runner. But it's the big plays. And you brought in 2 defensive minds in Rocky Long and Danny Gonzalez. And there's an old saying, JJ, and they say it's not about the X's and O's, it's about the Jimmies and Joes. And I don't expect Danny to throw his players under the bus, but players got to make plays. And I've said that for however long you and I have been doing this. When you look at it, they're playing it in facets of the game well enough to win. They're not winning. They're 0-2. I don't know if I think Hawaii is a lot better than New Mexico. And a year ago, we certainly would have said Hawaii, who went to the league championship game, is a lot better than New Mexico. They're getting better. Now you want to see a result, don't you?
Yeah, and this is something I was thinking about post-game Saturday is, does it just feel different because it's year one and there's hope? Yes. And you believe in Rocky Long, you believe in Danny Gonzalez, and hey, they're going to turn this around, because it doesn't look any different. The stats are exactly the same defensively for this football team as they were last year. You look at, they gave up touchdown plays of 42, 42, 40, and 64 yards. Yeah. Offensively, it feels they're more consistent overall. I really like what Derek Warheim is doing with this offense. I think that works. But is it just the feeling of you actually trust the coaching staff, so you think it's going to turn around, versus we're watching something better? Well,
okay. First of all, you are watching something better. And I'll get you the scores from last year. You lost 39-33 on the road to Hawaii that played in the conference championship game, and then you lost. What was last week's score? You lost by
38-21
to a San Jose State team who, by the way, might be pretty good after what we watched on Friday night, and with a backup quarterback. Last year they lost in league games. They started out with 32-21. Then 35-21, and then it started getting 23-10, 45-31, 21-10, 42-9, 44-22, 38-25. So, yeah, defensively, it's got to get better. Defensively, they're giving up a bunch of yards. But offensively, you feel like they've got a chance to be in the game. And to me, there's a difference. Now, we'll see what it looks like with Trey Hall, most likely next week with Tavaka with a quarterback. But yeah, I think you do get a bit of a pass isn't the word, mulligan's not the word, but you do get some slack when it's your first year coming off of 3 years of 3-2 wins. When yes, you do trust the coaching staff, and by the way, at times they do look better. Yeah, defensively, man, JJ, how long have we talked about you can be the greatest coach in the world, but you can't do it without the players. When we think Rocky Long, and I think everybody in America thinks Rocky Long's a pretty good defensive coordinator, right?
Yep.
You got to have guys make plays, and right now guys are just getting toasted. So I don't know. To me, it looks different. At least it feels different to me. But your point's fair. I mean, they're giving up chunk plays. What was that? There was 5 big numbers you just gave me? 42, 40. What was it?
Yeah, 42, 42, 40, and 64.
That's four
big
chunk numbers. 42, 42, 42, and 64. So that's 106 plus 64, or 126 plus 64 is almost 190 yards. So basically 200 yards on those 4 plays. Yeah.
Yeah, so they on the day Hawaii had 6 plays that amassed 260 yards in the air.
Oh, yeah, that's a problem. There's no getting around. That's a problem. What do? Like Andy said in the press conference, it's not the NFL. There's not free agency. You can't go find new players. This is what you got. You got to recruit and you got to make them better. And are they last in I hope they don't end up last in the nation defense, because that quote of Danny coming saying I'll give back every penny is going to come back and haunt him.
It is. And to your point, I think it goes to the fact that you believe in the coaching staff, and you felt at the end of Bob Davies' tenure that ceiling was no more, that they peaked in the previous full seasons, but now you believe in the coaching staff, and whether it's coaching them as much as they can this season, the recruiting you think is going to be different defensively. So even with a defense that is still going to up a lot of yards, a lot of big plays, there's a sense of you believe it will get better. Whether or not it's this season, you feel that when you're watching that defense in the future, it is going to look a lot different.
Well, you hope so. I just I don't know, when I'm watching the game, JJ, I got a different feeling. By the way, in yards given up right now per game, they're third to last. They're not last. You want to know who's first? Who's dead last? And they've only played 1 game. Danny's former team, Arizona State. Did you see what SC did? That crazy game. We'll get into that. Offensively, do you feel differently about them? I mean, do you feel like do you feel like you're watching a team that is in a different place defensively? Because I do. I mean, offensively.
Oh, I absolutely do. It feels like there's a consistency. There's a sense that they're going to make plays. The relationship, the way it meshes, Derek Wareheim, Tavaka Tiote, this offense, like it works. Like it's just the players that they have. It feels like Derek Wareheim assesses the situation, says, "Well, this is what I do," and I'm gonna also cater it to some of these guys, and I like what they have. Tavaka Tiote, to me, he is the guy. Unfortunately, helmet to helmet hit. There's nothing you can do in that situation. When you're trying to go to the ground and he's getting tackled, kind of hit from the side, and said he's in the concussion protocol this week, so we'll see if he plays or not at Nevada. If he's in the protocol, I believe he won't be able to play. We'll find out more from Danny this morning. But hey, Tavaka accepted the challenge. He was called out by his coach. He had a bunch of hurdles to overcome. He did that, won the job. I like it. But now, like you said, it's what he got in Trey Hall.
Yeah, we're going to find out. All right, lots to do today. Danny Gonzalez at 8 o'clock. And he'll join us from Las Vegas, where Lobos are training, getting ready for their home game. It's Sam Boyd Stadium against Nevada this coming Saturday. Nevada is good. They're 3-0. They won again this week. We'll go through the Mountain West. We'll go through college football. Notre Dame Clemson was terrific on Saturday night. Trevor Lawrence on the sideline. I mean, Micah or whoever that was. Man, you look just like him, by the way. I mean, literally. SC Arizona State was really good to watch. San Jose State made a statement. BYU made a gigantic statement. So we got a ton of college football to get through. When we come back, we'll get into the National Football League and what the Steelers had to go through yesterday, what Drew Brees and the Saints did to Tommy and the Bucks. What a day, what a weekend in the NFL. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Second field goal, he's got 4 points. Watson, though, goes all the way.
Hit the deck, I should say. Cordova tried to throw it off Romero. A 3 for...
Set out to Tapia. Nice move behind his back. It's a good... Here's Ramos, step back, high arcing, 20!
But he needed to get his legs back under him.
Ooh, little kick.
They leave it one more time to Hammer. Up top! Yes! And the finish for Akbayosi. Saved into the hands of Riak, ahead of the pack to Davina Lovato. Up high, down hard for Akbayosi. Out of the corner, Casals, the 3-0, Katenge! Let me clean up the mess! He dropped out of the rafters for that one, Steve.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Let's see if Melfi can cash it in. He's got some protection. Deep ball, Erickson's open. Touchdown, Monarchs.
47-40, Notre Dame beats Clemson in 2 overtimes. Notre Dame moves up to number 2 in the national polls, which came out this morning. It's Alabama, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Clemson, Texas A&M 5, then Florida, Cincinnati, BYU.
Second and 10. Smith looking, and he's going to fire over the middle, and he's got his guy, and it's another big play. Walking away for a touchdown, Tristan Altier.
They're going to hand it off to Chavez. Chavez breaking tackles, look out! Chavez up the sideline, stays in bounds, touchdown, Volcanovic!
What Kyler Murray did, I think they make big plays when they need to. And maybe they got something in Tua, and Brian Flores knew what he was.
Going the last week, yeah, he beat the Rams, but he did zilch with the quarterback making his first career start. I know you hold your but he made plays.
Without replay,
Yeah, I
just
got
get
you.
the measurement. I mean,
Smith's got a fire on first down, and he's on the outside. There's a lot of room for Brad Thomas. A move, and he's set free. Dance into the end zone. Touchdown. So it goes.
He'll run with it. Stumbling. Gets down into the end zone. And looking to throw it. And he throws it in the end zone. Caught!
First and 10 from the 11. And spin move for Smith. Push the B button. Dance into the end zone.
They'll throw it. Looking. Here comes the rush. Stepping up. Tapia now running around. Being chased. Looks across. Throws it up. Man's wide open. Ball is caught. Touchdown. Jimmy Guy.
Guys like that are on to it.
Chavez dropping, looking, stepping up. He's going to run. He's got a lot of green in front of him. To the end zone. Touchdown. Rio Rancho, Isaiah Chavez. Chavez set. He's going to run with it again and dives and...
It's Austin Smith, and to the outside, a lot of room. Look out, a foot race down the sideline. All the way on the first play from scrimmage, Chris. That's a touchdown.
Great hit. He bounces off outside. Got some daylight at the 20, the 10, the 5. What an incredible run.
Call it as Javi's looking, and he's got a guy wide open, and it's Gay, and he's gonna walk into the end zone. But he did a good job with it. First and goal, it's Chavez to the middle, and Chavez stops.
And Stevens in motion. On the handoff to Mitchell. Look out! Oh, see you later. Take it to the house. Fly, Cardinals fly. To the other side, provide some protection. And off to Webskowski again. Look out! See you later. Good night. Touchdown, Webskowski. An 8. 2 receivers at the top. Harris has all day. He's going to fire to the end zone. Open man. Touchdown. Wildcats. Not a defender inside.
A little bit.
Webskowski on the sideline. Hasta mañana. He's off to the races. Touchdown, Clovis.
Albuquerque this afternoon.
34-24. Rancho late to third. How about this run? Nice play. Dickerman. He's still on his feet. Touchdown, Wolverine.
Exactly what they want to get yards.
He's going to go for it. He's got a guy towards the end zone. It's grabs. Touchdown. What a play.
And long here for the Storm. Handoff to, we're going to fake the handoff, excuse me. Davidson on the deep ball. He's got some space, and it's caught. Still on his feet. Touchdown, Storm. Wow. Santa Maria.
And so they'll send one deep and returnable at the 2. Usually Volcano do either a reverse or a fake reverse, and here it is a reverse. And a move to the outside. There is a lane. Look out! Shot out of a cannon. Rodriguez is going to take it all the way.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
Dorian over. Did he get in?
Yeah, they got in.
Touchdown, Dorian Lewis.
Seconds to play. Benavides looking, still looking up the middle. It's intercepted. It's picked off by Freddie Anaya, and Roswell's season will end perfect.
Second quarter, 2nd and 4 for Socorro at the whole 44-yard line. McDaniel trying, good block by Hicks. First down and more, 30, 25, 20. McDaniel might be gone. Touchdown.
Wow.
Touchdown for Michael McDaniel.
It's 40 seconds this year. It's not like 25 like it used to be.
He laterals it back. What a play by Hightower. Pitch.
Looked like somebody moved a little bit early. Hicks, the play fake double move. He's got his receiver wide open. Caught. One man to beat. Touchdown. Touchdown to number 17, Nathaniel.
Third and 6. Big defensive play coming up here. Little trickery to Reese. See you later. Touchdown. They went for the deep ball to Reese.
To the right, single receiver split to the left. Play fake, head up off the middle, got some room. 50, 45, 40, has one man to beat. 30, 25, 10, 5, touchdown. Touchdown, Hope.
Wow.
On a
Option again, he'll keep it. Now he'll pitch it. Comes out to the 30, 25, 20, up the sideline. Still inbounds, into the end zone. Let's see.
Touchdown.
Touchdown, Portel.
The outside of running an out route.
Davis in a play action, looking. He's going to go back to Lewis, and Lewis makes a cut, and Lewis still on his feet. Dorian Lewis is in for a touchdown. So Davis hit back to toss, and he's got all day. Makes one miss, and he's rolling. He's got a guy. Can he get it there? Davis into Luke Weissong.
Hey, we told you he
Touchdown.
could spin that football, and that was a throw right there. I know he's got the wind in his back, but
Lovato driving. They're going to count it. Gallegos. Ooh, a little spin and a finish. Here's Natalia Chavez. Good spin. Takes a.
Here's Ramos. Nice jump stop too.
Played with gambling a little bit. Oh, there's that.
Hill, little step, high window. With a... Got the second.
To the middle. Here we go. 3.9. It's Cooper's going to run with it. Cooper's going to swing it out to Lowry. Lowry. Portillo couldn't get it off, and Clovis. It's waved off. He did not get it off in time. Portillo.
Reverse layup. Gallegos spins. Window. Finishes.
There's a run coming from
Lazy pass. Here comes Crawford. It might be showtime. To shoot. They'll get one off, and it'll count high off the window.
Oh my gosh.
There's a long three.
Boom.
Bang. Martinez will beat the buzzer. Got it to go. His
Fork driving kick. Three's in the air. It's good.
Nice pass on the nice block by Hernandez Crawford.
And Brown in the transition.
But why not, Steve? Is Corbalan's going to go and he puts it away. And Corbalan wants to put it down. But here comes Screechers. Brown, you can't leave him alone. Put it down.
Gershon in transition. 3-on-2. Gershon going to go all the way. Whoa, Morgan.
Moreno extra pass. And Watson. Out with it, Gallegos, and he's going to run all the way. Window, yes! Able to get out of it. How did he find battle? It's to Cunningham, and it...
I mean, Ramos' hand. And
Ramos puts it up, beats the buzzer!
Boy, Jefferson wide open.
Jefferson to Daraji! Into Watson with the jam!
Far with the ball at the end.
Another steal by Davino Lovato, and here comes Agbaiosi. Lob, two-hand hammer. You knew that was coming. All over the place. Hekwati lob to Agbaiosi, the one-hand hammer.
It up. And a drive from Parham.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
Ramos wants another!
Opportunity here. Martinez shoots, he scores.
Cut into it. Had some nice looks at the rim. Win. Inside. They're not going to miss this one. Two-hand hammer from Murillo.
Ball's played up. Rodriguez with it. Gonna settle. Looks to the inside. Comes to the far side push. Shot on in. Goal. Deflected in. No.
Dorian's gonna go all the way. It was blocked by the rim. Get it out, says Kobe Wade. Ramos, got it. Look out. Ramos, can he chase it down? It was a freebie. Saved it. And then stolen. And somehow Hasbury's got it back. Handoff. Watson.
Get it stripped. Danion stripped him. Come Highland the other way. Win up top to the big goal. Here he comes.
For the lead. Got it.
what a great game plan. Look at this.
Agbaiosi throws it down.
Madrid. Plays it across the box off the dasher. It's settled. Shot on by Garcia. Trickles in. Goal.
Chavez blocked at the rim. And here's Dorian Lewis to Watson.
Shot on and just wide. Big deflection. Goal.
Over this first field goal. Look at that. That's gorgeous.
Not a game you can go have 25 turnovers in and win.
Get that out of here, Watson says. Here comes Hodnett all the way. He's blocked in return. Dickey, did he get it off? He did, and he hit it. They're really... Oliveras. Wild three, and it hit.
Another steal nearly by Hiron. It is a steal. Avalos ahead to Hiron. The two-hand hammer by Hiron. I knew he was going to put that one down.
Pro View Networks tonight.
District match up there.
Davidson took it away in transition. Might be time for a jam. Yes.
Oh! Big Barton, watch him, coach. Watch the inbounder.
Duma Sanchez in the corner.
Back to Barton with 2.4 seconds left. Fires for the win.
And he got it!
It's good.
Oh my God!
On the last second shot.
He did! Oh my God!
Bakes it in from 25 feet and watch the celebration right in front of us. What a shot by Barton. He was double teamed and somehow found a way to get it in.
Ramos to Gaxiola, high window for the win. It's good. It counts. Gaxiola with the game winner for a Driscoll Heritage.
I didn't watch them to say, I mean, is it just they're not running football?
Ramos, rise and fire. He's fouled.
You know, he used to coach for Del Norte. And
here's Voss all the way with the finish. He'll get the... Behind the back of the dribble. Trying to go up with the right hand. He changed hands in midair. And Hodnett sent it away. Wynn doing a really good job denying Chavez. DC hasn't got the ball. Oh, Yeku. Oh. Working against Watson. Oh, look at the spin move.
Ball's loose. DJ Bustos brings it up. Barnes Tompkins, alley-oop. How about it? That was redunculous.
Over. Cable to the big fella might try to jam on home.
little closer.
Oh, instead it's a gorgeous pass.
Here's what he'll
just shoot it.
He's going to go all the way.
He's gonna fire at the buzzer and he hits.
Great pass, Hadbury, and thank you very much.
Heavyweight tie in the district. Inside, fly, Eagles.
Chavez uses some athleticism. And then Morris down low, able to finish. You called it, Steve, in 10 seconds. And look at this, stripped, stolen Watson. Christian Lucero beats the buzzer. Here's Ian Chavez, the sharpshooter. Got it.
Couldn't have said that any better. He answered the question. He
On
got
a
another
steal
one.
at the buzzer. Back to back for Chavez.
To the paint. Medina from the volleyball lines. Medina wants another one from deep. Oh, he wants 10. Give him 10.
Lewis finds Watson. He's going to finish. One-handed slam. Cano Vista, but just all the different scenarios we could see potentially play out ahead of the state tournament.
Oh! Ho, ho, ho.
It creates space. He gives it off to Rivas for the three, and he buries it.
Coming in soon, double pick set for Avalos, goes to the right, Avalos puts it up high, window, scores it as foul.
Right here by Lewis all the way, coast to coast, and finish.
What a...
Around the screen, against White, step back, it's blocked! JB with the block!
In transition, ahead to hit on for the two-hand hammer.
Minutes to go, they've got a shot, they have a chance, and it's put up, and it's good! What a three that is by Jalen.
Hidon puts it up.
Rebound, Cowboys. Right side, David Hall. Thank you very much. Here come the Cowboys. Domina Lovato lays it up, missed it. Hey, how about it? Thank you, Lusses. Thank you very much, Raquan Mitchell. Clock at 6. They get it. Barnes Tompkins fires. Yes! Pass up court. This for the win. Blocked by DJ Bustos. Cowboys win. Cowboys win. Has that ball stolen. Jeremy Segura.
Forward dribble, spin cycle, up and under move. What a pass, wrap around pass.
Harris, Legate, the long bomb, 3
Oh, great steal by Quinteros. Lays it up and scores.
A whole little jump step in the... And look out, here comes Agbayosi. Crawford set. That's blocked.
Bears 24-17. Nick Foles, 335 yards and 2 touchdowns for the Bears. Ryan Tannehill was pedestrian, but they won. Usually when Ryan Tannehill puts up pedestrian numbers, they win. If he has to put up bigger numbers, maybe they don't. Opening drive, Jeff JJ and Micah Danny Gonzalez at the top of the hour. Did you see the Kyle Allen injury, the Washington quarterback?
Yes.
So another injury where a guy's foot was pointed the wrong way. The Twitter is telling me this morning that, this is Jeremy Fowler, that Kyle Allen's expected to undergo surgery in the next few weeks. They're calling it a dislocated ankle and a small fracture. Ironically enough, that brings in the guy who had, I don't know if this was worse than Theismann. I'm not really into ranking gruesome leg injuries. But I know I watched a documentary and I know it was gruesome, so to me it's the worst. Ironically enough that it's Alex Smith who comes in. Now, Alex Smith threw 3 interceptions yesterday. They got beat by the Giants. Alex Smith, we're going to find out. It feels like this is a year where Alex Smith comes back, plays. He's in a position now to play. They benched Haskins. He wasn't even active yesterday. He'll now be the backup. If he gets hurt, now they're going to have to go back to Haskins, Dwayne Haskins. But it feels like a year where he plays and says, all right, I made it back. I'm 38 years old. Like, I'm done. Does it feel like that to you?
Yeah, I get the sense. You know, if there was really something more, I think Alex Smith would have really pushed Kyle Allen, but it never felt that way. Like, they're comfortable with him initially, third quarterback, rehabbing, taking his time. Now that he's kind of forced into action, I understand, you know, anytime you're watching Alex Smith, especially if you watch that documentary, you're going to be like, how is this man doing this? And why is he doing this again on the football field? But it's also, we're at the end. And Washington's not good, but it's also a team that then is, like, Alex Smith isn't good enough to make them that much better. It is the NFC East, so you always say there's a little bit of hope, something crazy could happen. They've played better defensively, but yesterday was only the second time in Daniel Jones' short career that he did not turn the football over in a game. And if you're Washington, you feel you have a pretty good front seven. Even with everything that happened at quarterback, that's got to frustrate you that he played a clean football game against you.
So anytime he gets out of the pocket, I cringe. And I think if you're human, you root for that guy, right? I mean, don't you? Do you root for him?
Absolutely. Like Alex Smith, he lost his job in places because he wasn't great. He was good. He just was never great. Yeah. And so, like, when Kaepernick came in and they went on that run to the Super Bowl, drafted Patrick Mahomes, they're like, hey, we just think this guy's going to be better than you. Not that you've been bad. We just think he's better than you. And this is where we're at.
He very well could have gone to 2 Super Bowls, right? I mean, Colin Kaepernick came in and took his job and took that team to the Super Bowl. Could Alex Smith have taken to the Super Bowl? That was a pretty good team, maybe. Then he was Kansas City. They draft Patrick Mahomes. They move up to draft this guy out of Texas Tech. What the heck? And they get rid of Alex Smith. Now, I don't know if Alex Smith was good enough to take that team to the Super Bowl, but 2 situations, and then the leg injury and the gruesomeness and the harshness of that recovery. Hell yeah, you root for him. 505-246-0610. By the way, we're back on the ProView networks. If you want to watch us, you can find us on Comcast Channel 26. You can find us on ProViewNetworks.com. You can go to our Facebook page, the OD in the AM. We're there. I saw somewhere else. I don't even know, but we're back on. Sitting in our respective domiciles, except for Micah, who goes in and plays with his chin. And you're in every single day. So looks lonely over there. You all right?
You know, just getting by.
Yeah, no, you're doing well. You're doing just fine. Hey, we talked about the Chargers game, You know what we didn't talk about in the Chargers game? The team who won.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about the Las Vegas Raiders and the fact that they went to 5-3 and they won. And they won on the road, and that team to me, feels different. I like what Derek Carr is doing. I've always been a Derek Carr guy. I like what he does. Nothing spectacular. Devontae Booker was their leading rusher yesterday. Hunter Renfrow was their leading receiver yesterday. But they won. And you can tell me that they won because of a reversal. Well, they won because they made a play on that, and they got themselves into position. Like if I was to say to you right now, Cleveland, Miami, and Vegas for that last playoff spot in the AFC, your favorite would be who?
Vegas. They are exactly the team we think they are. And that is a wild card playoff team. Feeling pretty good about themselves. They beat Cleveland. They got a much-needed win in that ugly game. They are making plays downfield. Derek Carr is doing it by committee. They have a ton of receivers they go to. Josh Jacobs obviously isn't 100%, but as you said, Booker comes in and makes plays. They made a defensive play to win a football game yesterday. It is absolutely the Raiders are the team I'm confident in that wild card mix.
All right, so right now it's Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Tennessee, and Kansas City as your division leaders, and then your other three teams for three spots. Baltimore would be at 6-2. Baltimore would get the fifth spot, and then it's Miami, it's Cleveland, it's Indianapolis, and it's Las Vegas for the last two. Four teams tied for the last two spots right now. I got no faith in Indianapolis. I think their defense is really good. I think Phillip Rivers is done. And I got no faith in Indianapolis. So I'm going to tell you, I think it's Miami and the Raiders, or Raiders and Miami in that order, and Cleveland and Indianapolis are the teams out right now.
I would agree with that. I think we saw yesterday that Indianapolis is good, but they were lacking that explosiveness against really good defenses. Baltimore won the day. They created that turnover and then Jonathan Taylor fumble, and then I think everything you need to know about that game was Phillip Rivers laying on his back, flailing his arms, trying to knock down a defender that hurdled him for a touchdown.
It wasn't even his fault. That was a fumble. Remember, that wasn't a Phillip Rivers interception. All right, Danny is out next, right? Are we at that time now? We're there now. Yes. All right, Lobo football coach Danny Gonzalez from Las Vegas. When we return, talk about the Lobos game at Hawaii last Saturday and against Nevada Saturday next. It's the opening drive. We're on ProView Networks. Josh proudly wears his light. Show us your lightning bolt. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Wrap up Week 9 in the National Football League with Cam Newton.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
Call it as hot
Chavez looking, and he's got a guy wide open, and it's Gay, and he's going to walk into the end zone. But he did a good job with it. First and goal, it's Chavez to the middle, and Chavez stops.
And Stevens in motion. On the handoff to Mitchell. Look out! Oh, see you later. Take it to the house. Fly, Cardinals fly. To the other side, provide some protection. And off to Webskowski again. Look out! See you later. Good night. Touchdown, Webskowski. All day. He's going to fire to the end zone. Open man! Touchdown! Wildcats! Not a defender inside.
A little bit.
Kowski on the sideline! Hasta mañana! He's off to the races! Touchdown, Clovis!
Albuquerque this afternoon.
34-24. Rancho late in the third. How about this run? Nice play. Dickerman, he's still on his feet. Touchdown, Wolverine.
Exactly what they want to get yards.
He's going to go for it. He's got a guy towards the end zone. It's Krebs. Touchdown. What a play.
And long here for the Storm. Handoff to, we're going to fake the handoff, excuse me. Davidson on the deep ball. He's got some space, and it's caught. Still on his feet. Touchdown, Storm. Wow. Santa Maria.
And so they'll send one deep and returnable at the 2. Usually Volcano do either a reverse or a fake reverse, and here it is a reverse. And a move to the outside. There is a lane. Look out! Shot out of a cannon. Rodriguez is going to take it all the way.
(39-33), Hawaii beat the Lobos on Saturday past out on the islands. Lobos had a 20-7 lead. They were up by 20-14 at halftime. Big plays were the difference. Chunk plays, and Hawaii taking the top off of the Lobo defense. It's the opening drive. Jeff Siembieda and J.J. Buck. We're also on ProView Networks. You can watch us worldwide on our Facebook page, the OD and the AM, on ProViewNetworks.com, and locally on Comcast Channel 26. It's time now to catch up with the football coach at the University of New Mexico. Lobos will play a home game in Sam Boyd Stadium in Las Vegas this week. Danny Gonzalez joins us from Las Vegas. Good morning, Danny. How you doing?
Good. Well, good morning, guys. Thank you for having me on this morning.
No, we appreciate you spending some time. Man, I got to believe a trip like that, you're on all these different time zones. You guys are talking in Pacific time zone, Hawaiian time zone, Mountain time zone. How's the body clock now? Like you did that, you got back in the middle of the night. I don't know what day you give guys off to get back on schedule, but how's everybody feeling just after a trip like that?
Well, I hope they're disappointed as all get out, and it's really hurting in their gut. And the temperament afterwards was a lot better. I mean, probably because we had a chance to win. We were all the way up to the very end. We were fighting and clawing. And I mean, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but if you give up 5 plays for 260 yards, you're going to end up getting beat. And we gave up 410 yards passing total, but we gave up on 5 plays 260 yards, and 4 of them were touchdowns. We're not. It's not because they're not talented enough. It's either situational awareness or I mean, we make some knucklehead decisions out there at the moment, and so we've got to coach them better so that we fix that. But their body clock should be fine. We weren't there long enough. You asked that question the other day. How does all that stuff get there? Do they don't have a semi and stuff? Well, we found out a lesson with all this COVID stuff and everything. So when we got on the tarmac on the plane to come back, we sat there for about 2 hours because they had to test all of our liquids that our trainers were bringing back. They had to pack all the stuff from the stadium. So we were supposed to land here in Las Vegas at 6:30. We actually didn't get back till about 9:30 yesterday morning. We gave the kids a little bit of time to go and put their bags down. Then we had to get back on the bus and go to test to do our COVID test. And then we brought them back, and the coaches, that's when we watched the game on the film, but we got together so that we were on the same page to make the corrections, as we always do at the beginning of when we're starting a new program. And so we did that, and then we brought the kids in later for meetings. So today will be their day off, and then we'll practice tomorrow morning bright and early.
What are they testing for? You're testing liquids. Like here we got a bunch of water and Gatorade. What the heck are they testing for?
Tell me about it. I have no idea. TSA wanted to make sure that all of the stuff that our trainers brought and everything, they tested every single liquid that was in the trainers' containers. So it took about 2.5 hours that we were sitting there on the tarmac before we got to take off. And then the flight was fine. By the time we got back, though, it wasn't until 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah. All right, Danny, I want to ask you this, and JJ and I have talked about this. You talk about the big plays on defense. Look, what you guys do defensively has been proven over decades. And there's an old saying, and I'm not looking for you to throw players under the bus because they're 2 games into a new system, but there's that old saying, it's not about the X's and O's, it's about the Jimmies and Joes. You looked at the tape now. You've looked at the video of 2 games. Is it scheme? Is it knucklehead mistakes? I mean, what is it, and how do you correct it defensively?
Well, we need to keep working on situational awareness. I mean, the 64-yard touchdown, we've got a stunt call where we're sending a corner blitz, and those guys are taught to catch the route. One, we don't line up in a huddle and we signal, so the corner all the way across the field usually has to get the signal from one of the other DBs, so they just echo the call. Well, it looks like our DB that's playing there is playing cover 3 as opposed to playing a tight man coverage, what we're doing. So he's so far off when they throw it to the guy, he's nowhere around him to make a tackle, and then he runs up there and he slips on his tail, and we don't do a good enough job pursuing it to get him on the ground. I mean, you give up a 64-yard touchdown ever, that's ridiculous, unless you just get run by. If you get run by because they out-athlete you, that's going to happen once in a while. Of the 5 big plays that we gave up, I would say one of them was their guy made a good play. The other ones, either we're not doing the technique the exact way we're coaching it, we're not urgent enough to get lined up, and so we make mistakes that way. So it's all correctable things. It's not that we're not good enough or they're not talented enough. We just have to have a sense of urgency. Now, some of it, a little bit of this, and I don't even know who. I've heard it a couple times from the media, and I've never heard our kids say it, but I think they have some belief into it. For the last 3 or 4 years, the DBs around here have been terrible. Giving up big plays. It's not only the broken record the last 2 games, but that's been kind of a thing around here for a while. And that drives me absolutely nuts being a DB coach, because you know what? It doesn't matter if you got beat on last play. You got to line up and play the next play. And so getting them to believe in that and believe in themselves is a little bit of it. But if we can fix those things, that wouldn't even have been a close ball game. I mean, and the thing I told them after the game was, we just lost to a team that's not better than us. So shame on us. We need to prepare better. We need to do things right so that when we have a 20-7 lead, you got to step on their throat and finish them off. We had a chance to go up 27-7, and we didn't do it. And then we give up a big play, and all of a sudden it's 20-14. Now, we make an interception before halftime, or it's going to be 21-20 them. So there was some positive there, but we got to build on that, and we just got to be better.
Danny Gonzalez, the head football coach of the University of New Mexico, with us on the opening drive.
Danny, talking about that belief, and you look at Jarek Reed, the plays he made in the first half, the response your team has had to moments early in games this season. How do you get a player to buy into that? Is it just going to take a moment of them realizing, hey, all that noise, it doesn't matter, we can take a step forward? Or is it just constantly telling the guys, you're better than this, you're better than this?
Well, I think some of it, they do have to believe in themselves a little bit better than they are. I think a couple of them, we do have some confidence issues that they have this thought that, okay, I can do it, and then something goes bad, and all of a sudden they think, well, here we go again. And then some of them have some false confidence where they try and talk, and I think in the process of this, we're trying to teach them, when you're loud and boisterous and you're beating your chest about how good you are, all you're doing is trying to convince yourself that you're that good. You're not really that good. It's all fake bravado. So we've got a little bit of that around here as we continue to work on the techniques and stuff. And what I think and this comes with part of the new scheme, but it's either I think it's coaching myself. So I mean, I get after our two DB coaches quite a bit, because if a kid understands what's going on up front, how we're stemming stunt, where it's coming from, how the quarterback's going to be affected by it, you can significantly give yourself an advantage in coverage. And I don't think our guys are in tune enough yet to know when we call a certain stunt that this is what's going to happen to the quarterback's vision. This is what he's going to read, whether he's reading a one high free safety or he's reading two high deep safeties, and then what kind of stunt he's going to get up front. The ball's going to be out quick because they know we're coming. I don't think our kids are that in tune yet, so I blame it on coaching. They need to know so that we can use the techniques that we're trying to teach, whether it's sitting on a route, whether it's using your free safety in the deep middle. And so as we continue to coach them better and do them better, and kids get a little bit of situational awareness, then we're going to start making the plays that we've made over the last few years. Now, it happens everywhere you go, and this whole marathon, not a sprint, but it drives me crazy because when you lose to a team that, in my personal opinion, I thought we were better than Saturday night, that's coaching. So we need to do a better job.
Danny, how is Tavaka doing? And then also through the first two games, is the offense with Derek Wareheim, how you envision it, is that marriage working so far offensively?
Yeah, I mean, I think anytime you score 33 points, you should win the ball game. That's my personal opinion. I mean, in this day and age, you can hold people to 15 to 22 points, you're going to win a lot of football games. And if we would have done that so far twice, we would have had a chance. I mean, now San Jose State, if we would have held them to 21 points, it would have been a hell of a game and we'll finish it in overtime. Saturday night, if we play defense worth the darn on those 5 plays, then 33 points is plenty enough plays to win. I was a little disappointed that when we give them the ball on the 30-yard line, we only kicked a field goal out of it. That we can prove upon, because short fields are significant difference in the outcome of a game. But I thought we did a significantly better job of running the football. I think Nate Jones gave us a little spark. I thought Bobby Cole did a great job of on the short yardage downs and being really physical and running over some people. And then Tavaka had done a great job of leading the offense, even on the play that he got hurt. I mean, the targeting penalty that they got, the guy during the game, I thought, wow, that was a cheap one. But as you watch the tape, he led with the crown, and he got Tavaka right on the side of the head. Tavaka seemed okay yesterday. Now he's in the concussion protocol because when he first got hit, the young man wanted to go back in, but he couldn't even stay focused enough to look at myself or Coach Wareheim, and so Bob looked at him, our trainer, and they decided, yeah, he's done. So he'll be going to our protocol, so he won't be available this weekend. So we're going to ride with Trey Hall, and they had a great competition throughout fall camp. So with the reps that he'll get with the first group this week, he'll be fine for Saturday.
You muted.
Did I lose you guys? Oh, there we are.
No, my bad. I was. What is protocol on that? Is it a specific time, or is it dependent on how the young man responds?
It all depends upon how the young man responds. Now he has to be. They have a different test. So they all take a baseline test before the season even starts that asks some different questions. And it's not the easiest of tests. I don't know that I would pass it, but it asks you some things to make sure that your cognitive awareness is okay. And then they'll give it to him again, and if he's within a certain range, then they'll move forward where they consider being symptom-free. And then that would be, I mean, are you sick? Are you cloudy eyes? Does the sunlight hurt you? And Tavaka, I mean, some of those kids are tough different ways. I mean, we tell them all the time, you need to be honest, because this time and age with all the scientific stuff that they have, we need to know where you're at. And there's no I tell this story all the time, 25 years ago, before all this information was out, if a young man would gets their bell rung or whatever, I mean, I had it numerous times, you didn't worry about it. And then as a young coach, if a kid was like, hey, my head hurts. Well, if you want to play, you better just fight through it. That's not the case anymore. I mean, we have more information, we know more. So when they tell us, I mean, be honest, Tavaka, if your head's not feeling good, we need to know. And they've done a good job of that. And I think some of that information that they know, the long-term effects of it. So we're a lot more aware, and they do a good job. So Tavaka, we'll go through those protocols, and then once he's symptom-free, they'll give him a few days, and then we'll go forward. But he won't be ready this weekend.
All right, just a few more minutes. Danny Gonzalez is with us. You ran the ball well. It was really nice to see Nate Jones. We'd heard so much about him. I thought the touchdown run was impressive. I thought there were a couple other. I think he runs strong. It looks like you've got with what Bryson's going to be able to do for you, what Bobby Cole's been doing, and now Nate. It looks like you've got a pretty effective and deep running back core.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be. We're going to continue with the running back by committee. Day Vigilant even gives us a little spark in there. He's got a little quick twitch where he can hit the holes and get some yards. I mean, but it was nice to have somebody in there that when they touched the ball, I mean, they had a hard time tackling him inside the box, and then they clogged it up one time, so he bounced outside, and he's got enough speed to get down the sideline and score a touchdown. So that gives us a little bit different look when we put him in there. And then Bryson Carroll, obviously, he has the breakaway speed. I keep telling him, you score a touchdown and hand the ball to the referee, I'll quit reminding you about Colorado State last year. So he's trying his tail to get around the edge so he can do that, so we can get over that. But it gives us a nice combination of guys. And, it's funny, as a defensive guy, when you have a running backs that are little like that, now Nate Jones is a little bit bigger than the other ones, but Bryson and Day and even Chad Alexander, who we have, and Bobby Cole, those guys are so short behind the old lineman, you can't see them. So sometimes they burst through there and they're on top of you before you even know it. So it gives us a little bit of a different look to do different things. And now you're going to see some more two-back things that were a little bit that we did Saturday. But I thought Derek did a great job of mixing it up. I mean, pass and run and the play-action stuff. I mean, the third play of the game, we hit him for a long touchdown. We've got a lot of those things in there. And if Tabaka keeps delivering the ball, or if this weekend it'll be Trey, if they keep delivering the ball in those situations, I mean, statistically we're good. Where we're not very good on both sides of the ball is third down. And third down can really now we were better on defense Saturday. I think they were 5 of 15. We didn't give up all those touchdowns weren't on third down like they were the week before. But offensively, we need to be a little bit better on third down. And if we're better on third down, one, we keep the defense off the field, and we'll keep some of those drives that turn into field goal attempts, get those in the red zone and have a chance to score touchdowns. And but I think the vision of it is pretty good and what we're doing, and we just need to keep getting better at it.
Real quick, Nevada, what they look like to you. That's a pretty good football team, and it looks like they're moving the ball on the ground. They got a quarterback that a lot of people believe is the best in the league.
No, I would agree with that. I think Carson Strong is the best quarterback in our league. I think they're playing at a really high level. I think Coach Norvell, being his fourth year there, I mean, they've done a great job of building their program to what they want it to be. They've recruited the kids they want. They're tall on the outside at wide receiver. They've got a couple running backs similar to what we have, where, I mean, they're physical inside. They run downhill. They're hard. But I think where they're really good is their offensive line is really good. And they've got a lot. They're similar to San Jose State, that they have a lot of guys with a lot of starts. I mean, they might be the best team in our league if we come out with the mindset of now, I haven't been around a football team that's been afraid in a long time. So if they listen to all this stuff about how good Nevada is and they're scared, then we're going to be in trouble. I don't think that's the temperament of our guys. I think they're starting to believe. Now, we've got a couple of them that still beat their chest and try and talk themselves into being good. But I think the majority of them, they really believe in what we're doing, and they've seen some of the success. Now we give up a big play. We need to figure out, one, how to stop those, or two, how to recover better. But if we can fix a few of those things in practice this week, it's going to be one heck of a football game, and we'll have a chance to win at the end. And if we make the right plays and we get over the hump right here, our kids are going to be better for it. And I'm looking forward to it. I mean, the opportunity to compete here at Samboy Stadium, where we're turning into University Stadium West, is going to be a lot of fun. You'll see Lobos in the end zone. You'll see our decals. You'll see a We Are New Mexico around the whole stadium. So I'm excited to see what they do and having an opportunity to compete again. It'll be a lot of fun. I mean, the last two games, I mean, the feeling of getting your tail whooped in your gut and losing the football game, I mean, it's been long. I don't know. I could not tell you the last time that I've lost 3 games in a row, but we're gonna get this thing turned around, and it's the opportunity to compete Saturday is the best thing that these kids have coming.
All right, well, go to work. Appreciate you spending some time with us. Always do, and we'll catch up with you later in the week.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Stay safe and go Lobos.
Thanks, Danny. Danny Gonzalez, head football coach, Lobos. It is going to be good to see their logo on the field, JJ, and like something that looks like a home game this weekend.
Hey, do the best with what you got. Samboy Stadium, University Stadium West.
You gotta play where you are allowed to play. You can only put on your event where you're permitted to put on your event. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
Do you own or rent your home? Sure.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
Call it as Javi's looking, and he's got a guy wide open, and it's Gay, and he's gonna walk into the end zone. But he did a good job with it. First and goal, it's Chavez to the middle, and Chavez stops.
And Stevens in motion. On the handoff to Mitchell. Look out! Oh, see you later. Take it to the house. Fly, Cardinals fly. To the other side, provides some protection. And off to Webskowski again. Look out. See you later. Good night. Touchdown, Webskowski. An 8. 2 receivers at the top. Harris has all day. He's going to fire to the end zone. Open man. Touchdown. Wildcat. Not a defender inside.
A little bit.
Webskowski on the sideline. Hasta mañana. He's off to the races. Touchdown, Clovis.
Albuquerque this afternoon.
34-24. Rancho late in the third. How about this run? Nice play. Deckerman. He's still on his feet. Touchdown, Wolverine.
Exactly what they want to get yards.
He's going to go for it. He's got a guy towards the end zone. It's Krebs. Touchdown. What a play.
And long here for the Storm. Handoff to, we're going to fake the handoff, excuse me. Davidson on the deep ball. He's got some space, and it's caught. Still on his feet. Touchdown, Storm. Wow. Santa Maria.
And so they'll send one deep and returnable at the 2. Usually Volcano do either a reverse or a fake reverse, and here it is a reverse. And a move to the outside. There is a lane. Look out! Shot out of a cannon. Rodriguez is going to take it all the way.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain
Or is it David, the guy who talks forever?
higher graduation rates and higher wages, responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide coaches award program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
Works at 95.9 FM at AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Say yes to the crest.
Ooh, all right. Did you feed that to Rob? Say yes to the crest. It's a Lobo touchdown. No?
Next time.
All right.
Feel free to use it.
All right. I don't use it. But, you can feed it to Rob. All right, David, let's go. Let's do some NFL. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hello, David.
How's it going, gentlemen? It's been a while.
What? It's been a while. Even on an Eagles bye week, you get to hear from you. What's happening?
Yeah, this is the most depressing Eagles bye week I've ever experienced in my life. It's just so crazy.
You're in first place
of a division that is absolute garbage. But you know what? For 10 years, I didn't hear the Patriots complaining, so why should I?
David, do you know that this was week?
When the Cowboys lose and the New Orleans Saints make Tom Brady eat dirt for 4 quarters. That was a serious, serious beatdown. And the Saints are actually putting an exclamation point on that division right now. They're scary looking right now. Very scary looking. And the Eagles have to play them, so I have no idea how Carson Wentz and Doug Peterson are actually going to find a game plan to beat these guys, especially when they come to Philly. So that one I'm chalking up to a loss. But everything else I have a little bit of optimism for, considering the fact that they're getting healthy after this bye. We got some players coming back. But I got to tell you, with Alshon Jeffrey and the rest of those guys, it doesn't really matter if they play. I like the young group that they've got there. Fulgham and Ward and Hightower, those guys need to play. And I don't want the veterans taking time away from those guys when they're trying to gel. I mean, if the season's going to be a wash, at least let it be productive from a employee standpoint. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get it. I love Fulgham. I like Ward. I even like Goddard right now and what he's doing. Do you know, maybe you heard it earlier, we're in week 9. Week 9's complete. Do you know how many total wins, if you add up all 4 teams in that division, you know how many total wins they have? I didn't even think this was mathematically possible.
What is it?
9.
7?
9 total wins
in
9 weeks.
Yeah, and the Eagles are in first place with a tie. Really?
Yep. That's right.
Really? How crazy is that? How crazy is that? But you know what? I'll take it because in the NFL, winning is winning. And Carson needs his playoff reps, so I'm hoping that they finish off strong or at least feasible. You know what I mean? Because Carson has been playing like Brett Favre, and that's really making me mad. So he needs to get reined in, and Doug Peterson really needs to put the clamps down on this kid because I think he respects Doug, but I don't think he fears him. And sometimes you get a quarterback like that, you got to put the fear of God in him to give him some consequences for his actions so he can at least pay attention and start changing things. But that offense goes as Carson goes, and Carson has been a train wreck. So until he straightens out, that's not gonna get any better. But preferably, we've got 8 games to go, so we'll see.
All right, man. Good to hear you on a bye week.
All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Be safe.
See you. Let's go from the Eagles to the Jets. You ready? Jets play tonight here on the Sports Animal. Jets and the Patriots. Hello, Sean.
How's it going, sir?
How you doing, sir?
Can't complain. Got to enjoy seeing the sour look on Tom Brady's face last night. Even though he's no longer a Patriot, it's still good to see.
Everybody loves that. It's amazing.
It's a wonderful thing when the king falls from his throne, right?
I
Everybody
guess.
loves to see it.
He just got nudged a little. He's not done. I think you're making a big mistake if you think he's done.
Oh, I don't think it's done, but it's always nice to see when he doesn't score anything. And it's bittersweet, especially when Antonio Brown joins the offense.
Right.
That was the silver lining in the last night's game, is Antonio Brown scored nothing.
Yeah, what do you have, 2 catches or something?
Yeah, so much worth the headache of bringing that guy in.
Yeah.
But tonight's game, I feel so bad for Sam Darnold. How can you get a good read on the guy when he's never on the field? When he's on the field, he's throwing to 3rd-string, 4th-string receivers, guys that would be on practice squads on other teams.
It's the truth.
So how do you get a good read on Darnold for the 3 years that we've had him?
I don't know that you do, and I think he's going to end up somewhere else next year.
100%. A team like the Colts, I think, could turn Sam Darnold into something special, like he was supposed to be.
The Colts. I was thinking 49ers, but okay.
I can see the 49ers as well. Garoppolo, I think he's going to New England.
Me too.
To compete with whoever they have next year. Belichick, I'm sure he's going to pull someone from the draft. But Bill Belichick, again, it's great to hear the guy actually speak for longer than 10 seconds at a time.
Is it?
Now he's saying the team's falling apart, it's this dysfunction, and we spent all this money, and what do you expect us to do? My hands are tied, metaphorically, since you can't afford anything other than hoodies. The guy's made more money than probably any coach in the NFL, and he wears the worst wardrobe, but I'm not here to comment on anyone's style. The guy still finds a way to win. He's got a better record than the Jets. But I think we might actually get a win tonight.
All right, well, let's talk about it tomorrow, Sean.
And runs for 150.
Yeah, well, let's talk about it tomorrow. We'll see how they do tonight. The game's Monday Night Football. Enjoy the night. Sean called us at 246.
Appreciate you, sir.
0610. All right, if you're there, we'll get to you. Got to take this break. We blew up the clock a little bit with Danny, but I need to ask you, does your credit card pay you? If you've got the Independence credit card from Kirtland Federal Credit Union, you're getting 1.5% unlimited cash back with every single purchase. That's a tank of gas, 1.5%. Buying holiday gifts, 1.5%. Morning coffee, I think you get it. No limits. We'll have to pay for things. If you're not earning some of it back, you don't have the Independence credit card. Awesome rates, easy and fast approval. Get started today at kirtlandfcu.org/credit card. That's kirtlandfcu.org/credit card. Apply today. Kirtland Federal Credit Union. They are more than military. They are for life. Kirtland Federal Credit Union's an equal housing lender, federally insured by the NCUA.
Brought to you by Custom Print and Promos.
Second field goal, he's got 4 points. Watson, though, goes all the way.
Hit the deck, I should say. Cordova tried to throw it off. Romero, a 3 for...
Set out to Tapia. Nice move behind his back. It's a good...
Here's Ramos, step back, high arcing, playing it.
Well, he needed to get his legs back under him.
Ooh, little kick.
They leave it one more time to Hammer.
Look at this, they're going to go score again. Look at this.
Up top! Yes, and the finish for Akbayosi. Saved into the hands of Riak, ahead of the pack. Davina Lovato up high, down hard for Akbayosi. Out of the corner, Casals, the 3-0, Katenge! Let me clean up the mess! He dropped out of the rafters for that one, Steve.
protection. Deep ball, Erickson's open. Touchdown, Monarchs.
Second and 10, Smith. Looking, and he's going to fire over the middle, and he's got his guy, and it's another big play. Walking away for a touchdown, Tristan Altier.
They're going to hand it off to Chavez. Chavez breaking tackles, look out. Chavez up the sideline, stays in bounds. Touchdown, Volcanovic.
That replay,
Yeah, I
just
got
get
you.
the measurement. I mean,
Smith's got a fire on first down, and he's on the outside. There's a lot of room for Brad Thomas. A move, and he's set free. Dance into the end zone. Touchdown. So it goes.
He'll run with it. Stumbling. Gets down into the end zone. They're looking to throw it. And he throws it in the end zone. Caught!
First and 10 from the 11. And spin move for Smith. Push the B button. Dance into the end zone.
Let's throw it. Looking. Here comes the rush. Step it up. Tapia now running around. Being chased. Looks across. Throws it up, man's wide open. Ball is caught. Touchdown. Jimmy Gaye. Chavez dropping, looking, stepping up. He's going to run. He's got a lot of green in front of him. To the end zone. Touchdown. Rio Rancho, Isaiah Chavez. Chavez set. He's going to run with it again and dives and...
It's Austin Smith, and to the outside, a lot of room. Look out, a foot race down the sideline.
A free play.
All the way on the first play from scrimmage, Chris. That's a touchdown.
Scrambling.
And off, great hit. He bounces off outside. Got some daylight at the 20, the 10, the 5. What an incredible run.
What's his name? You're passed out.
And I think that's been the problem psychologically for UNM. Is just they're, you know, the players got so beat down and defeated that they don't think that they're going to win, and they get excited when they get ahead, and then they lose focus. And I thought when we're up 20-7, we had some opportunities to just really stick the knife in Hawaii and twist it, and didn't, because we don't really still believe. Danny believes. I've never seen a guy that wants to win any more than Danny Gonzalez. Have you?
I mean, the guy, he wants to win as much as, you know, any other guy. Yeah, I mean, coaches want to win. I think there's a little extra to it because it's his place and he knows it can be done here. He knows the job, and he's been winning for the last 20 years. So yeah, there's a lot to it. I mean, yeah, he wants to win like the next guy does.
Yeah. There's more of a. I mean, here's what I'm saying in my reaction to the press conference. A lot of coaches who want to win would never say the things that Danny's saying. And I think that he realizes that he has to be honest with his kids. And do we have as much talent as we want? No. But do we have enough to win? It looked like it. And the defensive backfield can make plays when they want to. It's just getting everything synced up. So I was impressed that even when they got down, they didn't quit. You know, I mean, I've seen those games before where you give up a lead like that and then you just go on to get blown out. And we had it right there. I wanted Trey Hall to succeed. You know, that was my only disappointment is he threw the pick. But asking a guy to come off cold and do the job, I guess only works at San Jose State. I don't know what's going on there, but that's pretty impressive what's happening because they really looked like the better team against San Diego State. San Jose looks like a pretty solid football team.
Yeah, they were the better team. They flat out beat the Aztecs on Friday night.
Yep, and for that matter, so does Nevada. That was an impressive win. So it doesn't get any easier for UNM, but I just think what really buoys people's confidence is you can see that things have changed. I mean, I agree with JJ. The result looks the same, right? You know, you still gave up 500 yards and huge passing plays, and they can fix that.
Lance dropped Edward.
So I'm very excited. Now, Michigan, I don't know what's going to happen there. You know, they're already talking about replacement coaches for Harbaugh. He's 48-20 in his career. Would you take 48-20 right now at New Mexico?
Well, in New Mexico, yeah, but I think nobody knows better than you. It's not. You're not talking apples to apples.
Yeah, no, you're not. But the thing about it is you're not. You don't just get rid of a coach because he had a bad game against Michigan State. And the follow-up loss against Indiana, that's the best Indiana team I've ever seen.
In a long time, yeah.
I mean, I've been watching Big Ten football since 1976, and I've never seen a better Indiana team than that. And they've had some decent teams. They've had some good teams, and they get Big Ten talent. But Michigan their problem is psychological. And I don't know if this is the end for Harbaugh or
it's
not.
The end for Harbaugh.
You know, it doesn't look good for Jim, does it?
It's the end. It's the end. All right, man. We'll talk during the week. Appreciate it always.
Take care.
JJ, I mean, I don't know how that turns around. They just lost to Indiana. They lost to Michigan State the week before. I just a Michigan State team that got run out of the building by Rutgers, right? How does that survive?
I agree on Indiana. They are a very good football team, but you're not paying Jim Harbaugh $8 million a year to lose to the best Indiana football team that we've seen in the Big Ten. How you done against Ohio State? Are you getting the Big Ten championship game? 40-20 for $8 million is absolutely not what you're paying for at Michigan.
Yep, I think that's right. You're dead right. All right, Michael, what do I got to do here? I mean, I know that call's not going to fit into the time we've got left before the break. You want me to take this break now?
Yeah, you can take it.
All right, we'll take the break. We'll go back to the. I just know how these things are. I mean, JJ. I mean, you can let the next caller on. We're late for the break. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
At Batteries Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
Dorian over. Did he get
Yeah,
in?
they got in. He got in.
Touchdown, Dorian Lewis.
Seconds to play. Benavides looking, still looking up the middle. It's intercepted. It's picked off by Freddie Anaya, and Roswell's season will end perfect.
Second quarter, 2nd and 4 for Socorro at the whole 44-yard line. McDaniel trying, good block by Hicks. First down and more, 30, 25, 20. McDaniel might be gone. Touchdown.
Wow.
Touchdown for Michael McDaniel.
It's 40 seconds this year. It's not like 25 like it used to be.
He laterals it back. What a play by Hightower. Pitch.
Looked like somebody moved a little bit early. Hicks, the play fake double move. He's got his receiver wide open. Caught. One man to beat. Touchdown. Touchdown to number 17, Nathaniel.
Third and 6. Big defensive play coming up here. Little trickery to Reese. See you later. Touchdown. They went for the deep ball to Reese.
To the right, single receiver split to the left. Play fake, head up off the middle, got some room. 50, 45, 40, has one man to beat. 30, 25, 10, 5, touchdown. Touchdown, Hope.
Wow.
On a
Option again, he'll keep it. Now he'll pitch it. Comes out to the 30, 25, 20, up the sideline. Still inbounds into the end zone. Let's see.
Touchdown.
Touchdown. Portel.
The outside of running an out route.
Davis in the play action, looking. He's going to go back to Lewis, and Lewis makes a cut, and Lewis still on his feet. Dorian Lewis is in for a touchdown.
Back to toss, and he's got all day. It's one miss, and he's rolling. He's got a guy. Can he get it there? Davison to Luke Weissong.
Hey, we told you he could spin that
Touchdown.
football, and that was a throw right there. I know he's got the win in his back, but
Lovato driving. They're going to count it.
Gallegos. Ooh, a little spin and a finish.
Natalia Chavez, good spin. Takes up.
Here's Ramos. Nice jump stop to the.
Play with the gambling a little bit. Oh, there's a. Hill, little step, high window. And
Got the second.
To the middle.
Here we go. 3.9. It's Cooper's going to run with it. Cooper's going to swing it out to Lowry. Lowry. Portillo couldn't get it off, and Clovis. It's waved off. He did not get it off in time. Portillo.
Reverse layup.
Gallegos spins, window, finishes.
There's a run coming from
Lazy pass. Here comes Crawford. It might be showtime. Tuioti.
Robert Portnoy, Lobo Radio Network. Lobos losing Hawaii 39-33. Next up, Nevada at their new home at Thomas and Mack Stadium. Why do I keep saying that? Sam Boyd Stadium. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, and Micah. We're on the ProView Networks and 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal, 2460610. Edward, thanks for holding. You are now up on the opening drive. Good day, sir.
You know, it's a glorious day in the state of New Mexico in the year of our Lord 2020. It's good to be accountable, right? Accountability is a good attribute in life to kind of, permeate through yourself and through your family. I called last week and I said this weekend would be a moment of clarity for the Tampa Brady Gronkaneers. And I thought, hey, either they're going to show who they are and fight for the number 1 or 2 seed, or things are going to go sideways and they're going to be confused and not know what down it is and get beat up and thrown around. And sure enough, the latter happened last night. But remind me, friends, and by the way, I was telling a friend this morning at work, when I was in college, I officiated several games, basketball games, probably 2,000 to 3,000 games in a 7-year span. And in that duration, I never once heard coaches, teams, parents, players, bathroom attendants, not one time did I hear in all those games somebody say, you know what, we just got beat. The better man won, the better team won. Well, I'm here to tell you this morning, the better man won last night, Drew Brees, and the better team won resoundingly. And there's more work to do. But I do want to ask you a question real quick. Are they handing out Vince Lombardi trophies out on November 8th, 2020?
Actually, this year, yeah. No, it's a different year. It's 2020, so they're doing that. They did that yesterday, yeah.
Is that with this $43 million a year implemented? Because I hear a lot of callers. It seems like some Lombardi trophies were handed out yesterday. There's a lot of season left, my friends. And to quote the great Rudy Tomjanovich, and you know what I'm going to say, never underestimate the heart of a champion. So I'm excited to see how this plays out. Yep. Hey, Rudy called. I'm sorry, Jeff. Rudy called me before me, and it's refreshing. I love his calls. He did talk about Harbaugh. You know who else had a bad weekend? Jim Harbaugh. To JJ's point, they don't pay Jim Harbaugh upwards of $8 million to go 40-some and 20-some. They pay him to beat Ohio State on the regular, which he hasn't done. They pay him to beat Michigan State on the regular, which I don't think he's done. And they pay him to get into the Final Four.
And to not lose to Indiana.
Themselves, right?
And not lose to Indiana.
And since 1987. The Dodgers win since 1988, and then Indiana beats Michigan since 1987. Very compelling information. Hey, how about that parlay I sent you yesterday, Jeff? So my son was on the Twitters, and this guy puts down $4K, and he's got 7 college games. He's got, Liberty,
yeah.
He's got Sister Christian and Arkansas Pine Sol, essentially Lobo basketball schedule, teams. And then he only needs Pittsburgh to not cover, but just to win the game tomorrow for 400 large. Imagine how he was sweating bullets. Is that not crazy? And he got the cover, man. He got the win. Anyway, speaking of wins, my 5-star picks, I was feeling real good. I was 2-0 in the early games, and then enter in that Cowboy game. And sure as heck, the Cowboys burned me yet again. And I'm done.
Stop playing the Cowboys.
I'm done.
Stop playing the Cowboys.
It was a 14-point spread, Jeff. We all went with it.
I did too.
We conspired on Friday, right?
Yep. Stop playing the Cowboys.
Anyway,
right.
Hey, we're eating humble pie. The Tampa Brady Gronkaneers are eating humble pie today. But let's see how this plays out over the next 7 to 8 weeks. I would put even money today, guys. I'm just going to throw this out there because I've seen Breeze the last 4 or 5 years in the playoffs. I would put even money that Tampa Bay will win a playoff game and New Orleans will not win a playoff game. I would make that bet today.
I'll take that
anyway,
bet with you.
You want to take that bet?
Yeah, but let's do it another time because I want to move. Let's do it another time. All right?
All right.
All right, thanks. Let's see you. All right, Brian. Is that what you told me, Brian?
He dropped.
Oh, Brian's gone. All right. He was on there for a while. That's why I was trying to get through Edward to get to Brian. All right. JJ, would you take that bet that Tampa will win? Both these things have to happen. Tampa will win a playoff game and New Orleans will not.
No, because I think New Orleans is going to win a playoff game. Usually you've seen the disaster happen a round or two later for the Saints.
Yeah, and especially so now they're in line for the 1 seed in the NFC, right? They because in the West everybody's got a loss. I mean, certainly nothing's coming out of the East, and I mean, I guess the Packers. You got to start playing the Packers, right? As far as the 1 seed, we're at the halfway point. 9 weeks in, everybody's played 8 or 9 games. The 1 seeds, Packers, have they played the Saints yet? They have not, right? So they're both 6-2. I guess Seattle's 6-2 also.
2 minutes.
Green Bay's lost to the Buccaneers. They, that means they'll play each other, right? How do they not play each other? I thought if you play somebody in the division, you play the whole division. I guess that's not right. Oh, yeah, they did. The Packers beat the Saints. So the Packers have the tiebreaker over the Saints. Do you believe 1 seed in the East, JJ, is going to have over under 3.5 losses? I'm sorry, the 1 seed in the NFC, the 1 seed in the NFC.
Probably. I think 1 seed's got to be under.
So you think it'll be 3 losses. So that means either Seattle, New Orleans, or Green Bay, and I guess Tampa Bay's still in there because they have 3 losses, are going to go the rest of the way with only 1 loss.
I think that's
I'm going to go
what it's
over.
going to take.
I'm going to go over.
1 minute.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a 4-loss 1 seed in the NFC. I think. Yeah, I think everybody loses a couple times, and Tampa Bay loses again. All right, we'll go through a bunch of emails when we get back. We still, there's some college stuff we haven't hit on. Did you watch BYU at all? By the way, was it really hard to watch that game on your TV with the blue turf? Did it look horrible? You're muted. Will you tell him he's muted? I see his lips moving.
You're muted.
So I got confused. I didn't know how close. I thought you said 1 minute, so I thought we were really up against it. And then anyway.
Okay. Well, now
it just looked like another Boise State game on the blue.
Yeah, it was hard for me to watch that one. Boy, they got smoked. It's the opening drive on ProView Networks at 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rawlins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
Shoot. They'll get one off, and it'll count high off the window.
Oh my gosh.
There's the long 3.
Boom.
Bang. Martinez will beat the buzzer. Got it to go.
Ford driving kick. 3's in the air. It's good.
Pass on the nice block by Hernandez Crawford.
And Brown in the transition. But why not, Steve? Is Corbalan's going to go and he puts it.
Corbalon wants to put it down. Here comes Screechers Brown. You can't leave him alone. Put it down.
Gershon in transition, 3-on-2. Gershon going to go all the way. Whoa, Morgan.
Moreno extra pass. And Watson. Out with it, Gallegos, and he's going to run all the way. Window, yes! Able to get out of it. How did he find battle? It's to Cunningham, and it...
I mean, Ramos was handling.
Ramos puts it up, beats the buzzer!
Boy, Jefferson wide open.
Jefferson to Daraji! Into Watson with the jam!
Another steal by Domino Lovato, and here comes Agbayosi. Lob, two-hand hammer. You knew that was coming. The lob, tag by Osi, the one-hand hammer.
Put up. And a drive from Parham.
It leans in for the score. Neil Powell for the touchdown. BYU 44 and Boise State 3 with 11:27 to play here in Boise.
Sounded like BYU radio to me. Was that right?
Yes.
Not all that fired up, but I guess when you're beating them that badly, at that point, who cares, right? I mean, honestly, who cares? That was a beatdown of epic proportions on the blue. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, Micah, and we're on ProView Networks, and I see Josh over there in his Charger hat. Alden's there as well. You can watch us on ProViewNetworks.com, Comcast Channel 26, and, of course, on our Facebook page. JJ, BYU went in there and made a statement. We were asking how good were they. They got by UTSA, and they got by whoever they got through. They got through Boise State on the blue, 51-17. They're now ranked 8th in the country.
BYU is that good offensively. BYU is still not a playoff team. You know, their schedule, they can do only what they can with it. You know, it was set to be a pretty good one, and then 2020 happened, so they had to piece it together. Offensively, they're for real. Zach Wilson, all those weapons, you know, Zach Wilson pretty much is Josh Allen 2.0 at this point in time in terms of his draft stock rising plus what he's doing on the field. The reality of it is Boise State's not as good defensively as they've been, but they're also down to their third-string quarterback. And there's only so much you're going to be able to do against a good football team with your third-string quarterback, and that was evident by BYU beating them very, very badly.
Yeah, I was wondering, and so no Bachmeier, no Jack Sears. What was wrong with both those guys?
Sears got hurt in the first quarter.
Okay.
And so that was it. That was the game for Boise State.
Yeah, it was. They got run out of the building. The other one on Friday night, San Jose State, 28-17 over San Diego State, and they did the Spartans, with a backup quarterback. It was Nick Starkel got hurt in the first drive, and a guy named Nick Nash came on and beat San Diego State. I think San Jose State's pretty nice.
They did it defensively. They took away what San Diego State wanted to do, and that's run the football and then you try to make a couple big plays in a play-action game, and it was just kind of an average day for San Diego State offensively. And you have to give a ton of credit to Nick Nash because he rose to the occasion. He made some throws in the second half when he had to because he's pretty much their running quarterback. You know, that's what he did all last year. You saw it at spurts too in the opener when he had to come in for Starkel. Just kind of would run the football. Really weren't confident in pushing the ball down the field. But when they realized, Starkel's not coming back into this game, we're going to have to make do. I was impressed with some of the throws he made, but I was more impressed with the Spartans out as checking the Aztecs. If that makes any sense, because that's exactly what they did Friday night.
Yeah, they were terrific on defense. All right, 505-246-0610. Ray, good morning, Ray. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. How you doing?
Good. How you guys doing?
Good, thank you.
Hey, I wish my Raiders would win a game by 21 so I could enjoy the beer instead of having to drink one after another, being nervous every weekend with them. But, hey, a win's a win, buddy. And, Edward, I would take his bet because you don't know about Tampa Bay. This could have broke Tampa Bay's back right here. They still got to go play the Rams, the Chiefs, Minnesota, the next 3 games. That could make or break them. They might not even make the playoffs. And then they got the Falcons twice in Detroit, but these next 3 games, they could lose all 3 and not even be in the playoffs.
Yeah, they could. They could. I'm not ready to put them to bed yet, JJ. I think, we said this if you weren't with us earlier. I feel, and I think you agree, feels like every year in the last bunch of years, Tom Brady has had a game like that on national television. And look like that. And I keep going back to that Kansas City game a few years ago on a Monday night. And people love to sign him off. People love to just say he's done. Oh, he's old, he's beaten, he's tired. And he comes back and wins. Now, wins to what level? We'll see. But I'm not ready to close the coffin on Tommy and Tampa Bay yet.
You can't. You give the Saints credit for playing their best football game of the season. It was Drew Brees looking fantastic, spreading the football around. It wasn't just a Michael Thomas game. It felt like anyone who stepped on the field last night caught a pass for the Saints. It was the good sprinkling in of Taysom Hill for New Orleans. And defensively, a unit that you run it down, I believe, now we'll get everyone else's opinions. But defensively, I still think, New Orleans, I'm still in on Tampa Bay down the line, and Green Bay are the good defenses of the top 4 in the NFC. Because I do think it's a tier all by themselves. And we're talking Green Bay, New Orleans, Tampa Bay, and Seattle.
So 2 things. New Orleans defense was terrific last night. And I thought they started out the season, they were good. And I thought there were some lapses in there. But I thought they were just flat out terrific last night. Secondly, your point on Taysom Hill, that was, to me, by far the best usage, the best production that I've seen out of the use of Taysom Hill. Aside, stop with a one play here, one play there. And I know Philadelphia tries to do it with Jalen Hurts. And I sent you a text last week, and I said, have you seen one time where Philadelphia has done it with Jalen Hurts where it's worked? You're pulling out, in this case, the New Orleans case, a Hall of Fame quarterback, putting him on the sideline to let some Swiss Army knife who you paid $21 million for 3 years, who's got some physical skills, by the way, to go and do something different. Last night, obviously, JJ, it worked last night, and I give it to him. I'm impressed with the way it worked last night. I'm not a big fan of it, but obviously you can't argue with what happened last night.
Yeah, and it's easier to when you're comfortably ahead in those situations. I'm fine with some of the changes, like first half plays. You want to switch it up a little bit, but to your point, we've seen it not work at all with Jalen Hurts in Philadelphia, and then it has hurt the Saints in close games in the second half going to Taysom Hill. So it's much different early in a contest, and especially you got to that point in the second half when there was no doubt about that game. The Saints were in total control.
Yeah. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Got a bunch of emails at jeff@610knml.com. You can hit JJ at JJ@610knml.com. I got this on Saturday. Curse of the New Mexico Bowl on full display, and he sent me the story of Gary Anderson getting fired as the head coach at Utah State. First of all, Gary Anderson didn't coach in the New Mexico Bowl. Frank Maile, who's now the interim head coach again, coached in that big victory over North Texas. How come he didn't send me the press release of Marshall being ranked? I forgot where he said he didn't send me that one. I missed that one. Curse of the New Mexico Bowl. But yeah, Utah State did make a change at coach, and Gary Anderson's out. I'm not going to lie to you. They got smoked their first 3 games, but I was surprised. They probably played the 3 best teams in the league, right?
This isn't the curse of the New Mexico Bowl. It's a curse of Gary Anderson and his questionable decisions as a coach in college football. Like, he oddly left Wisconsin for Oregon State, leave Oregon State halfway through the season, ripping apart that staff, rehired by Utah State, then fired 3 games in the season. So this is more the curse of Gary Anderson than anything else. And yeah, they had the toughest schedule to start. When I was surprised when that news came down on Saturday that they had said, sayonara, we're done with you.
I was really surprised. I was really surprised. And knowing their athletic director a little bit, and I was surprised. But now that that's a total rebuild now for what was a really strong football program. JJ, when Matt Wells left, when they came in and won our game and they won 11 games, that was 2 seasons ago, right? They beat the stuffing out of North Texas. They knocked Nathan Fine out early in that game and just rolled. That was a really good football team. That was a really good. They had a bunch of pros on that team, guys that are playing in the NFL. They had a borderline elite defense. That was a really good football team. And now what you're watching them now is just getting run out of the building every single week. Something drastically has gone the other way there.
Well, what were the expectations for this season? Look at how much they struggled last year with a first-round NFL pick at quarterback because they lost so much around him. So what were their expectations when you didn't have Jordan Love to carry you by the bootstraps and make you competitive, and then yet you still haven't developed all those pieces?
So I think the expectations are we're gonna recruit the athletes on defense. If you think of Utah State over the years, take out Jordan Love and give me the dynamic offensive player. Now, not a pro, but give me the dynamic offensive player that you can think of there. It's hard, right? Do you have one? It's hard. What you think of Utah State and the success that they've had over the years has been built around defense, the vigils, right? The one of them is playing in the NFL now. The elite defense. The defense has shut down Aaron Jones in the New Mexico Bowl, 6-7 years ago. And I think the expectations were that they were going to recruit back up to that level and be good defensively and be solid offensively, where they started to rebuild and not getting blown out of games. That's what the expectations are.
But I agree with you on the defense, but expect them to be solid. They don't even have a starting quarterback. They've been
I know they don't. Why? But the question is why?
Well, because it's year 1 after Jordan Love.
Year 2. Oh, after Jordan Love. Yeah.
That's the thing. And we already saw last year how many pieces they needed to replace. Now, I'm with you on defensively. They're hoping to be better, but offensively, add 0 expectations for the team. Obviously, when you're president, you're the boosters, you have a different feeling. But when you look at who they started against, the fact that they were not going to be better than any of those teams. Yeah, he got blued out, which doesn't feel good. I think there's probably a little bit more to than just the performance of this team to move on from Gary Anderson just 3 games in.
Yeah, I'm going to guess John Hartwell, the athletic director, was probably feeling heat, right? To your point on boosters, every booster group in America, including in this league, thinks that they should be elite. Colorado State does, San Diego State does, Utah State does. They were an 11-win team that their 2 losses were 1-possession losses 2 seasons ago to San Diego State and to Boise State. No, I'm sorry, to Boise State and to didn't they lose? That was that Michigan State year. They had Michigan State beat on the road, right? Then they snuck into the Frisco Bowl last year, got beat with Jordan Love in their bowl game by Kent State last year. And now they're getting run out of buildings. I'm going to guess that fan base went from how the hell did this happen? And how are you allowing this to happen? We were an elite, nationally ranked team. When they won the New Mexico Bowl, they were nationally ranked. And now they're 0-3, and borderline at the bottom of the mountain. Well, not at borderline. I mean, statistically, standings-wise, they're at the bottom of the Mountain West. Now, I don't know enough about what was going on up there. Would you have fired Gary Anderson just based on that? That's a lot of pressure. I need to know more about what's going on inside that program.
That's where I'm with. I think there has to be something more than just the results, because even if you're an adamant supporter, be real, they're not better than any of the teams that they played. And this is kind of who Utah State is. They are a lot more yo-yo over the last decade than you think, because if their good years are really good, they're winning 10 or 11 games.
I think that's what every team in this league, except for Boise State and for the last 12 years, San Diego State is, right? When you say every, well, and I guess New Mexico. Well, even New Mexico. But that's what every team in this league has been, right? You've got your peaks and your valleys. You got your peaks and your valleys. You're really good. You're really not very good. And they're in a really not very good run. I got more emails for you. I want to hit, did you watch USC Arizona State? How about Pac-12 at 10 in the morning? Did you like that?
How did Arizona State lose that game?
That game was over, and then it wasn't. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal and ProView Networks.
There's only one road talking about.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili, breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Ramos wants another.
Opportunity here. Martinez shoots, he scores. Got into it. Had some nice looks at the rim. Win. Inside. They're not going to miss this one. 2-hand hammer from Murillo. Ball's played up. Rodriguez with it. Gonna settle. Looks to the inside. Comes to the far side foot. Shot on in. Goal. Deflected in. No.
Dorian's going to go all the way. It was blocked by the rim. Get it out, says Kobe Wade. Ramos, got it. Look out. Ramos, can he chase it down? It was a freebie. Saved it. And then stolen. And somehow Hatsberry's got it back. Handoff. Watson.
Getting stripped. Calion stripped him. Come Highland the other way. Win up top to the big goal. Here he comes.
For the lead. Got it. What a great game plan. Look at this.
Agbayosi throws it down.
Madrid plays it across the box off the dasher. It's settled. Shot on by Garcia. Trickles in. Goal.
Chavez blocked at the rim. And here's Dorian Lewis to Watson.
Shot on and just wide. Big deflection. Goal.
With his first field goal. Look at that. That's gorgeous.
Not a game you can go have 25 turnovers in and win.
Three-man pattern. Cordero rolls, fires late, intercepted! Near sideline, Jarek Reed again at the 4. Reed steps out of bounds. Lobo football with 3 seconds.
Robert Portnoy, UNM Radio. Big interception by Jarek Reed right before the half, his second of the game. That was a big interception. As Danny Gonzalez told us earlier, I mean, the difference between going down 21-20 going into halftime and keeping that 20-14 lead and having that momentum was kind of a big deal. At least at the point, it seemed like it was a pretty big deal.
It still was a big play, but then Hawaii, right out of halftime, was like, you know what? We're going to start taking some shots downfield. They were kind of spreading the football out. You saw a lot of those swing passes, zone runs. They came out in that third quarter and are like, bleep it. We're going over the top.
Bleep
and
it.
It worked.
Yep. No, bleep it is right, and it worked. All right, I got a lot of emails. Jeff at 610knml.com. What do you think of the officiating in that Cowboys game, by the way, Cowboy fan? How you feeling? That ought to piss you off a little bit, huh?
What happened?
I think the Steelers got a few favorable calls, especially down the end. John certainly feels that way. He says, now President Trump knows how Jerry Jones feels by getting cheated in your own home. Cheaters suck, he says. I just read them.
Rich.
I just read them. All right. Rod says, who's the OD winner, Jefferson? Who had 115 minutes into the season when Tavaka Tuioti limped off the court with an injury? If I'm Nevada's defensive coordinator, I'm telling my guys in practice this week, let's see what Lobo football's third-string quarterback looks like. Who is the third-string quarterback, by the way? Who's
Connor
next?
Ginal?
Who?
Is it Connor? Connor?
I don't know. That's why I asked. I don't know. I don't know. Tavaka Tuioti. Is Tavaka Tui out this week? He's
it's Connor Ginal
on
the depth chart thingy.
All right. Trey Hall this week against Nevada. Let's hope. James says, what was Danny Gonzalez thinking, Jeff? Lobo football isn't ready to get into a speed duel with Hawaii on the Sandwich Islands yet. This isn't a team that's capable of putting up 40 on the board if that's what it's going to take to win. It's from James. Actually, they are. I think they're pretty close to putting up. But they had 33, and they had their opportunities. And, yeah, that's what it's going to take right now. I asked many times over the summer what kind of patience is Lobo football fan going to have. And I think the answer was, JJ, if we see an improvement in a team that's competing, I think nobody expects them to win a championship this year. I think you see improvement, and I think you see a team that's competing, correct?
Yes, offensively, they're much better than I expected them to be, and part of that is varying tempo. I think it's worked for them. You know, you see a team that when they hit a big play, they'll go even faster to try to keep the defense on their heels. I thought in the second half you saw an offensive line that played much better with running backs making plays. And, I mean, I know it's part of the narrative and it's not going to go away, but Tavaka Tuioti going down to the ground, getting hit, from the side, helmet to helmet. How am I supposed to sit there?
I'm with you. I know I'm not ready to go Tavaka Tui ouchie yet, but I mean it's a bummer. And like Danny said, I mean this isn't a guy who's soft. This guy's pretty much proven himself this year, and he got concussed. I mean, you saw it. He got helmeted. The other guy got hit for targeting. So, All right, Lance, good morning. How you living, Lance?
Well, good morning. I was thinking when Will Ferrell on Saturday Night Live, he played Trebek, and then Sean Connery, who also lost last week, but a character off Saturday Night Live played him, and, they had the show going on, and, it was Therapist, but the rapist for 500, the guy that was playing Sean Connery. It's like, what? And nobody won any money. They all ended with zero. It was so funny, and God bless the two of those guys. But it gave me a lot of entertainment over the years. I would have held on longer, but when I heard Rudy go on, I went and took a dump, and still came out and he was talking, and then Edward came on after, and the thing is Edward switched over to the Bucks. I told you he would. He don't even talk about New England anymore. If my quarterback left my Broncos, even though it's Elway, I would hate his guts. Only if you played and no loyalty. When you get in that huddle and you go out and you fight, that you would know something like that. And also, too, I really appreciate the Lobos. They're 0-2, but the thing is it's just not going to happen overnight, but it will happen because we have the right attitude with our coaching. I like that coach when he comes on, and I appreciate you putting him on Monday morning. It takes a real man to come on after a loss and talk about stuff. And, it's hard to win championships. And, too, with my Broncos, it's hard to win Super Bowls.
It's hard to win games.
Be thankful for the ones that you have. And, at least they come back fighting. They don't.
It's hard to win quarters.
There's no defensive line. They're all not starters. And the defensive backfield are all – it's a card team on defense. There's no starters on any of those, positions. So, hey, man, they do what they can. And, like, for your Cowboy fans, hey, just hang in there, man. You'll be all right sooner or later.
Every little thing gonna be all right. All right.
Gonna be all right.
All right. Glad you evacuated this morning. Still there? Oh, is he gone? All right. For his team, it's hard to win a game. They'll win Super Bowls. You know what I mean? But I give Danny credit. And look, Bob Davey came on every day, every Monday. Mike Loxley came on every Monday.
Mike Loxley in the house.
How about that win this weekend, huh?
Football.
Did you see them kicking some Penn State? That's two big wins in a row for the Maryland Terrapins and Mike Loxley. Big win. We started on SC. Let's hit this game. USC was beat. Herm Edwards and Arizona State had them beat. They were frustrating Keaton Slovis. And SC scores late. They get the onside kick and come down and win it at the end, 28-27. Probably the two best teams in Pac-12 South. I don't know. We will see what Utah's about. JJ, I watched that game, and I grew up an SC fan. I grew up with USC football. And so there's a part of me that'll always like USC football. But I watched that game, and the better team was Arizona State. Do you think I'm wrong?
You can't lose that game. Like, sports, crazy things happen. But if you're Arizona State, you can't lose that game. And this is the moment.
It's like the Chargers.
Chance, take out USC, take a huge step forward. And they score with 2:52 left and then 1:20 left to beat you by one.
Yeah. I mean, that was so Charger-esque. That's how the Chargers lose games. What if you're an Arizona State fan and a Charger fan? Like, that was a brutal weekend, wasn't it?
You're questioning your life decisions. Like, where have I gone wrong in my life?
I'm going to watch the Masters.
Why did I choose this path?
Yeah, you're like, I'm going to watch golf from now on and watch my guy come from ahead and lose.
When's the Waste Management Phoenix Open?
I got the Masters as well. The Waste Management Phoenix Open's probably a Super Bowl weekend because it always is. Good time, by the way. Really, really good time. But the Masters is this weekend. We're going to talk golf this week, right? We're going to watch golf on Thursday. Well, you don't have to, but I'm going to. I mean, I say we like I'm French or something. Like, who the hell's we? I get it. All right, I get it. That's like we're going to watch soccer this weekend.
Absolutely. You got Brooks Koepka, who is looking good. He dealt with a knee injury. He didn't want to talk about it earlier in the year. He got it. He got scoped, whatever he had to do. He looked good this weekend. Got Xander Schauffele.
Xander Schauffele.
DJ coming back. You're going to have Tiger Woods Thursday and Friday, at least. You got every big name you want this weekend.
Xander Schauffele, y'all. All right, I got more emails, more time. JJ, you got emails? I haven't even checked the Twitter. I know you checked the Twitter. But we got more time for you. 246-0610, 888-922-0610. Emails, Jeff@610knml.com, JJ@610knml.com. That's spelled J, not JEIH or JAY. It's just JJ@610knml.com. Hey, think about this. It's not pleasant, but somebody's watching your home. Somebody's watching your business. If a criminal wants to break in, they notice when you come and when you go. Aaron Jones owns International Protective Service, IPS. It's a security company that I've trusted for years to watch my home. When you can't be at home, when you can't be at your business, he's got highly trained armed officers who can be the eyes protecting your home or your business. They've got on-site guards or 24-hour patrols. The bad guys then cannot predict good times to target you. Protect what's important to you. Look, you need peace of mind. IPS can give you peace of mind. They've done that for me and my family for a long time. Everybody on my street, when I see them, the patrol comes by, it just gives you that good feeling. If you're going out of town, you got a trip, they'll watch your home. Call International Protective Service, IPS, 505-897-2420, 897-2420, or go to ipsglobal.com. They are committed to making Albuquerque a safer place to live and do business.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game. Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
Ramos, rise and fire. He's fouled. You know, he used to coach for Del Norte. And here's Voss all the way with the finish. He'll get the... Behind the back of the dribble. Tries to go up with the right hand. He changed hands in midair. And hot it. Sent it away. Wynn doing a really good job denying Chavez. BC hasn't got the ball. Oh, Yeku. Oh! Working against Watson. Oh, look at the spin move.
TJ Bustos brings it up. Bars Tompkins, alley-oop. How about it? That was redunculous.
Turnover. Cable to the big fella might try to jam on home.
I'll just get a little closer.
Oh, instead it's a gorgeous pass.
Washers and he's going to go all the way.
He's gonna fire at the buzzer and he hits.
Great pass, Hadbury, and thank you very much.
Tie in the district. Inside. Fly. Eagle.
Chavez uses some athleticism. And then Morris down low, able to finish. You called it, Steve, in 10 seconds. And look at this. Stripped, stolen Watson. Christian Lucero beats the buzzer.
Nathaniel Jones now the tailback to the right of Tuioti. H-back position for the tight end Marcus Williams. Double wide to the right. From the zone read, handed off to Jones. He'll bounce it outside. Look at him turn the corner. He's going to take it to the house. There's his first career touchdown. The true freshman Nathaniel Jones from 26 yards.
Look at him take it to the house. That was actually a really nice run. It was good to see Nate Jones, JJ. Really, guy. We learned a lot about Nate Jones, huh?
Nate Jones.
Like him a lot. Lobos lose 39-33 in Hawaii over the weekend. They will be at home at Sam Boyd Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada, the vacated home now of UNLV and the Las Vegas Bowl. And they'll play Nevada this weekend. It's the opening drive. Jeff Siembieda and J.J. Buck. Micah is producing on the radio side back at Radio Ranch, taking your calls at 246-0610. Josh and Alden downtown Burke producing via the Zoom. You can watch the show on ProView Networks, ProViewNetworks.com, our Facebook page, the OD in the AM, and you can watch it also on Comcast Channel 26. So, guys, I'm just seeing a Zoom. Can they see you or you as you're waving? All right, so as you're waving, they can see you. All right, I don't even know. And Micah's on now, right? Back when we were in the studio, Micah didn't get no love. Micah ain't got no love.
I was just a silhouette behind the glass.
Yeah, now you got your love. All right, you want me to hit you with a few more emails, or do you want to take it somewhere? Yeah.
Can you give some emails? What are the people saying this morning?
All right. Well, you know how Les always replies. So when Grady hits, right, there's Les. Les got in first. He says reply to Grady, and Grady hadn't even called yet. Jeff, let's examine a recent call from Pecos where we were asked why Lobo football should put themselves at risk for our entertainment. By all accounts, every game will be played away from Branch Field this season. That's not much entertainment. The games are supposedly available to view if you're willing to pay big dollars and jump through a bunch of hoops. I am not going to do that. Therefore, I haven't seen a single snap this season. So who Lobo football supposedly doing this for to entertain? Les. Well, just because you aren't watching the games doesn't mean nobody else is. Lobo fans who want to watch it, their parents, the national television audience that they will get this week on Fox Sports 2, or the national television audience they got last week on Fox Sports 1, or just because you're not, I just sometimes I don't get it. Tell me what I'm missing.
Hoops. Surprisingly,
it was easy.
Once you downloaded the Team One Sports app, you just clicked it. Like you didn't. It wasn't log in and need your payment information. It was click, watch. Surprisingly simple stream. this Saturday, which I appreciate to be able to view the games, of course, when you
Yeah.
need to cover them and talk about them as much as we do. And ultimately, I know there's been some frustration from Mountain West fans about this upcoming Saturday because their games are all on FS2. But it's like, who cares? Like, it's one Saturday. You're still getting marquee exposure. Like, I absolutely love this television package. I love the Thursday night games. I love the Friday night games because I've been able to watch more Mountain West football with this package than I was before. Instead of having all the games on Saturday and then, them kicking off at the same time or overlapping a lot. I love the fact that you had a 5 and 7 o'clock kickoff on Thursday. What we saw on Friday, like, okay, FS2, you might have to use your guide. Ask Siri.
It's one more
guide.
channel, man.
Right
You didn't. Yeah,
phone.
you didn't know where CBS Sportsnet was when it first started, right?
This is very good for the Mountain West. I think this new package.
I think so far it's been really good for them too. Ken says, "OMG, how presage was this, Jeff? OD callers are prime cut. Who warned that Michelle Lujan Grisham didn't give a rat's ass about the Mountain West Conference? That she surrounded herself with a small group of yes men, and they weren't going to let Lobo football or NMSU play, even when the Mountain West and the WAC waved the green flag." Was it David? It's from Ken. There was a story, I think Jeff Grammer wrote it in the paper on Saturday, that basically the governor's office is going to have to make a call here. Lobo basketball is out in Moriarty in a green county practicing. Aggie basketball is practicing. That New Mexico and New Mexico State are the only two teams out of 351 Division I teams basketball in America, according to Jeff's story, where state government is telling them they cannot play, they cannot practice, they cannot gather in groups larger than 5, that there is no exemption. Is this good PR or bad PR for this governor to go send in state police, JJ, and shut down Lobo or Aggie basketball practice? I know, I think it would be horrible. But this is where we've come, and there was a quote in a paraphrasing. The spokesperson for the governor's office in Jeff's stories basically said, "We don't care what other states are doing. We're trying to protect the people of New Mexico." They are the only state, and I've asked this before, is this governor just smarter than everybody, or why are we here? And we've been told it's because we have a third less capacity for hospital beds for ER, and so we can't afford to do what other places are doing. I thought it was an interesting read, and it certainly garnered a whole lot of reaction.
And my opinion hasn't changed on this. To me, it doesn't make sense to have a blanket treatment for everyone when that's not going to be able to work. That you look at being tested 3 times a week, pretty much being asked to go nowhere other than practice in your dorm room. I don't see how this situation equates to then putting everyone else at risk when they're being monitored more so than anyone else in the community right now.
Yeah, I think you and I agree on this. I just, we're into what's a good look, what's a bad look. Is it a good look to enforce it and send state police to shut down these practices? I mean, is it a good look to be the only state in the union that is not allowing anything? And again, I was told, oh no, we're allowing events except for when the case rate gets to a certain level where it is now. It's not coming down. Again, you watch another weekend of not only events in every state, but people. Did you see the end of the Notre Dame game? Never mind social distancing there.
Yeah, man, this weekend was full of so many events. You're just like, what the bleep?
Well, around the country, right? People celebrating the new.
Whether it's celebration on a football field, celebration in the city streets, just stuff that you realize, all right, these tests are just going to be popping positive all over the place. But when it comes to the event itself,
I'm with you.
Like I think we're seeing these schools handle it well. What happens? Wisconsin. Oh, I'm sorry, we have to shut it down. Air Force, by the way, their game has already been postponed next weekend, canceled at this point in time because there's really not a lot of time left to play against Air Force. And that's what happens is if the tests pop up, guess what? You don't get to play because you don't want to have this larger outbreak. So it's working in the sense of you're taking the issues off the field, isolating letting people get healthy, fingers crossed nothing bad happens, and you move forward.
Yeah. All right, we got one more segment left. I got more emails. I'll get through as many as we can. 505-246-0610. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
To create space, he gives it off to Rivas for the three, and he buries it.
Could be coming in soon. Double pick set for Avalos. Goes to the right. Avalos puts it up high. Window. Scores it as foul.
Right here by Lewis all the way, coast to coast, and finish.
What a...
Around the screen. Against White. Step back. It's blocked. JB with the block.
In transition, ahead to hit on for the two-hand hammer.
Minutes to go. They've got a shot. They have a chance, and it's put up, and it's good. What a three that is by Jalen.
Hidon puts it up.
Rebound Cowboys. Right side David Hall. Thank you very much. Here come the Cowboys. Lamina Lovato lays it up. Missed it. Hey, how about it? Thank you, Lusses. Thank you very much, Raquan Mitchell. Clock at 6. They get it. Barnes Tompkins fires. Yes! Pass up court. This for the win. Blocked by DJ Bustos. Cowboys win. Cowboys win.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
What's your insurance?
Toss with Evans. Evans has that ball stolen. Jeremy Segura.
Forward dribble, spin cycle, up and under move. What a pass. Wrap around pass.
Harris. Legate. The long bomb. 3 ball.
Oh, great steal by Quinteros. Lays it up and scores. little jump step in the... And look out, here comes Agbayosi. Crawford set. That's blocked. Lansing says, get that out of here. Sister to sister, Marianne Lansing's going to go all the way. Turnaround. Ramos, pump fake, everyone bites. Ramos
Passed away over the weekend. Do you know anybody in the world who hasn't watched his show? Like, you could, when Sean Connery passed away the other day, it's like, oh, he was Bond, James Bond, and there's people like, I didn't see that. What? Do you know anybody who didn't watch Jeopardy and Alex Trebek? Anybody? Anybody? No. I mean, like, yeah. And by every account, a pretty good guy. So, yeah, he was the GOAT when it came to that. Huh? 505-246-0610 if you want to get in. Let me get through as many emails as we can. Lobo Hobo says, is Kalani Sitake National Coach of the Year right now at BYU? I don't know. The guy at Indiana is doing pretty well. Brian Kelly's doing pretty well. I mean, second week in November, your National Coach of the Year is, I mean, he's there. Cincinnati, what Jimbo's doing at A&M is pretty good. But yeah, I think he's in the running, wouldn't you say?
He's absolutely in the running. BYU is for real offensively. They're pretty good defensively. What hurts them is all of a sudden, like the Aztec game loses some of its luster. Can San Diego State still be good? Yeah, but they just got beat by San Jose State, and the two best teams right now in the Mountain West are Nevada and San Jose State, and BYU doesn't play those teams. They thought they were playing the two best in Boise State and San Diego State. So I think that's – BYU is absolutely in the conversation for a New Year's Six bowl game, but I don't think they're a playoff team.
If it comes down to them and well, I don't know. Does it come down to them and Houston, or I'm sorry, Cincinnati right now? Because are they considered? They're not considered Group of Five.
Group of Five. So
right.
They would have to
take it from somebody else.
Take it from an SEC, Big Ten team, etc. But I think they're in that conversation more so than the playoff conversation.
Yeah, which by the way, I mean, an undefeated BYU, I think would get in ahead of a 2-loss Big 12 team, don't you?
Yeah, at this point in time. But I also look at, so we know for I think it's Clemson and Notre Dame for sure. And then I think Notre Dame could even have a case if their one loss then comes in the ACC championship game if they run it back to Clemson. It's Alabama. It's Ohio State. And then is it? So it's potential, right? Open. Is a 6-0 Oregon, USC going to have enough?
I don't know. Omar says he was hoping Coach Jones would call a presser at the end of the third quarter asking for the Supreme Court to stop the game and declare the Cowboys the winner. I need you to play a big voice guy, Jeffy, in 2 weeks for the Vikings. Now let's meet the starters for the Dallas Cowboys, led by head coach Jerry Jones and quarterback number whoever. That would have been good. That would have been good. Get off my lawn, says Gene. After watching the Clemson Notre Dame game, which was a heck of a game, I became the old man yelling, "What are you doing storming the field?" as my son posted. We had an election virus. The virus must be gone. Glad teams are getting to play, but why must we lose respect for people's health? Yeah. That's from Terry, actually. Hoser, good morning. What's up?
Hey, guys. I really enjoyed the conversation with Coach Danny Gonzalez this morning. Man, that was I'm glad that he said that, you know, hopefully the guys are taking that game hard because, man, they really played well, and I thought they were going to be there. But, you know, that's good to see with what he's brought, you know, all the interviews that we've heard up to this point and just the enthusiasm. So you can bet, boy, that team is headed in the right direction. So, and also speaking of hurting, oh, man, the boys – they almost pulled one off yesterday, and It just kind of hurts. It's frustrating, but you can see where the lack of the talent in the at quarterback position. Gilbert, bless his heart. I mean, he did well. He started off in fuego, in fire, my friends. He was going. Were you guys kind of concerned about that, or were you confident that the Steelers would kind of pull that out in the end? Because I was still holding out hope.
JJ?
Oh, I was mightily impressed with the Dallas Cowboys yesterday. They have spent the season, they spent all last week listening to how bad they were, how they had no shot. I didn't think they're going to have a chance in this game. They came out, they played hard. That is the ultimate good job, good effort.
Yes,
but
we'll take it, man. That's a pat on the back right there. And, as a fan, you have to go in, even though you know that your team might or is going to lose or that you're lacking whatever it might be. As a fan, you still go in there, all right, boys, give me that good job, good effort. Help me to feel good about something. And even if it doesn't, come out with the win towards the end, man, it's still one of those things that kind of lights a fire in you. You're like, oh, you're so so close, but we can do it. And the bright spot was really the defense. I think the defense really kind of started that off well, and getting Pittsburgh in those 3 and outs consistently. They just at the end, I mean, they ran out. The lack of talent, of course, or the lack of execution, whatever you may call it. Was not there, but man, very exciting. Both weekends with the Lobos and the Cowboys. But anyways,
Hoser, good to hear you.
Another day.
All right, yeah, always do. Good to hear you. We're done.
We done?
We're out of time. Yeah, we're out of time. Danny, thanks to Danny Gonzalez. Play the music, Mike. Danny Gonzalez was with us. Jim Rome Show is next. Dan Patrick Show's after that. The Sports Bar. Carlisle and Trulio with local sports talk this afternoon at 3, and then you get Monday Night Football, the Jets and the Patriots tonight. Alden, Josh, Micah, great work as always. JJ, enjoy the day.
Have a day, y'all.
Enjoy great Monday Night Football tonight. Oh, it'll be spectacular. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. with more award-winning radio for you. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll see you tomorrow.
Coronavirus has caused all
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales. The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
It's his second field goal. He's got 4 points. Watson, though, goes all the way.
Hit the deck, I should say. Cordova tried to throw it off. Romero, a 3 for...
Set out to Tapia. Nice move behind his back. It's a good... Here's Ramos. Step back. High arcing. Playing it. Well, he needed to get his legs back under him. Ooh, little kick.
They leave it one more time. Two-hand hammer.
Look at this. They're not going to score again. Look at this.
Up top. Yes, and a finish for Akbayosi. Saved into the hands of Riak. Ahead of the pack. Davina Levanto. Up high. Down hard for Akbayosi. Out of the corner, Casals, the 3-0, Katenge! Let me clean up the mess! He dropped out of the rafters for that one, Steve.